Alright, Thrones fans, it's time. HBO's taking us back to Westeros, but this time it's not dragons and dynasties. It's the story of two unlikely heroes, Sir Duncan the Tall and a little bald kid named Egg. This is the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Let's talk about the cast, the timeline, how it connects to Game of Thrones and House of Dragon, and why fans think it might just save the franchise. So, what's this show actually about? It's based on George R.R. Martin's Dunk and Egg novellas, short stories set about 90 years before Game of Thrones. Think of it like a prequel to the prequel. Our main guy Dunk is a low-born hedge knight, basically a knight with no castle, no title, just his sword and his honor. Along the way, he picks up a young squire named Egg, who turns out to be Surprise, a Targaryen prince. Sir Duncan, played by Peter Claffey, is everything you want in a Westeros hero. Brave, a bit clueless, but genuinely good-hearted. He's tall, humble, and completely out of place in a world obsessed with power. Unlike most knights in Game of Thrones, Dunk actually believes in chivalry. He's poor, but he's got that old-school knightly honor, which makes him stand out in the brutal chaos of Westeros. Now Egg, played by Dexter Ensel, is Dunk's squire. He's bald, smart, and has a bit of that Targaryen attitude. He hides his royal identity while traveling with Dunk. Fans of the books know he will grow up to become King Aegon V. Egg on the Iron Throne, the show will explore how this innocent kid turns into a king. The story takes place about a century before Game of Thrones. There are still dragons in history books, but none left flying. The Targaryens are still in power, but barely holding things together. This version of Westeros isn't as grand. It's rougher, smaller, a few castles, a few lords, and a lot of dusty roads. Think of it like medieval road trip energy, not palace intrigue. HBO is going with a smaller scale, no massive battles or CGI dragons this time. And here's the shocker. There is no opening theme sequence. Instead, it opens straight into the story. It's a bold move, but honestly, kind of refreshing. This show wants to feel intimate. More about the people, less about who gets the Iron Throne. The first season adapts The Hedge Knight, the story of Dunk entering a tourney at Ashford Meadow, where he ends up facing off against princes and nobles way above his league. Except joust, secrets, a touch of romance, and, of course, tragedy. This is Westeros after all. We will meet familiar names, Baelor Targaryen, Maekar Targaryen, and even House Baratheon and Lannister ancestors. It's full of connections to the families we know from Game of Thrones. Baelor is noble and tragic, Maekar is fierce and proud, and these interactions shape who Egg will become. The emotional depth is what sets this apart. This isn't just a prequel, it's part of the Targaryen legacy. Dunk and Egg's adventure lead directly into events that shape House of the Dragon and the fall of the Targaryens. So, while there might not be dragons on screen, you will feel their history in every story told. After the messy Game of Thrones finale, fans are craving something heartfelt and character-driven. And The Night of the Seven Kingdoms is exactly that, smaller, warmer, but still pure Westeros. So what do you think? Can A Night of the Seven Kingdoms live up to Game of Thrones, or is it a risky step away from the dragons and the bloodshed? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're excited for the return to Westeros, hit that like button and subscribe for more Thrones deep dives.